On today's episode, we're talking about local search engine optimization, which is the number one thing you should be thinking about when you're thinking about SEO. And I've got a special guest, Hal Turpin, our SEO manager, is going to be joining me today.
Today's question comes from Henry in Las Vegas. He asks, Bill, what can I do to improve my local SEO?
All right, so today we're going to be talking about local search. This is such a great question because local search is so important to all of the limousine companies that are out there, because most of your potential prospects, your website visitors, your DMCs, your event managers, even if they're in town or out of town and they're doing a search query, they are looking for you on a localized basis. So we got three things for you today. Number one, we're going to talk about NAP. NAP, that's name, address, and phone number. This is a critical component to your local SEO because Google is going to correlate this tied into what Hal is going to talk to you about in number two to your Google business page. So here's the best practice. This is what we recommend. And we just went over this actually yesterday in our LIMO University SEO workshop this month for our members. Is number one, you need to have name, address, and phone number on every page of your website. So it's one thing just to have your phone number up here in the header of your home page or throughout your entire website, but what we recommend is you go all the way down to the footer and you reiterate your name, Bill's Limo Company, your address, 123 Sesame Street, California, 11135, and then your phone number, and use your localized phone number if possible. And by putting it in the footer, it's going to allow you to populate that on every single page. So that is really quick, simple, easy. Name, address, and phone number. Use a local number if possible on every single page. Now, as I stated earlier, this is very important because it's going to tie into your Google business page that Hal is actually going to tell you how to set up and why it's important.
Thanks, Bill. So the most important business listing that you're going to have is obviously with Google. So you're going to want to go to Google My Business and log in, make sure you're good to go there. Then go to Google Maps and search your address. See what's there. Google might already be aware that your business is listed there. However, you're probably not verified and claimed yet. So you're going to want to click a button that will be located there, claim this business while you're logged into your Google account. And then it's going to take you to the Google My Business page where you'll be able to send a verification postcard to your address. And at that point, you'll have a PIN number, punch the PIN number into your Google My Business account, and you're verified. Then you can make edits to the page, make sure that you're fully optimized, add content, images. And then when people are doing branded searches for your company, you're going to be able to occupy a knowledge graph on the right side of the search engine results pages and look nice and fancy.
Awesome. That's great stuff, Hal. So the other thing that I think is really important, what Hal was talking about, is and why local search, and it's different than typical organic search, is so important is, Hal, I think we've got about 8 different SERP pages that Google's serving right now, like 8 different search engine results pages. Mm-hmm. And typically the local results are coming on top of the majority of the organic results. So organic is important, but local is just as important as organic. A lot of times you'll see like one organic post or one organic result, and then 4, 5, or 6 local results down below that before you get to the second organic positioning. Agreed?
Agreed.
Awesome. So local and organic is critical, but for local, you got to go through NAP, number one. Number two is making sure that the NAP that you set up on your website is tied into your Google business account. So now we're going to move on to number three. And number three is really about your localized search terms. So as we talked about in the workshop yesterday, if you're a limousine company, which is different than a motor coach company, or really even different than if you're trying to acquire executive sedan or executive services, you need to take your primary keyword phrase that you want to rank for, and that needs to go into your H1 tag. That's your header 1 tag, which is typically at the top of the page. So the other component to this about using your localized keywords are that every single page of your website should only have one header, one tag, one H1, and you should also have a different keyword phrase on every one of those H1s that you're going through. So step number one is take care of your name, address, and phone number, put it in the footer, use a localized phone number, and put it in the footer so it goes across every page of your website. Number two is follow Hal's instructions, and James will have a sweet graphic in here for you as well to make it easy for you to locate your Google business account. Even if you think it's correct, please go in and verify it, because if you've had any address change, it's a pain in the ass to get it approved and to go through that verification process through Google to make sure that it's 100% correct. As a bonus on those citations, you can do this on Yelp, you can do this on City Search, you can do it on any other local citations. Bing for business, there's a lot of places to do it, but start with Google first. Then, number three, think about your local service searches. So if your homepage is Chicago limousine service, and then you move on to your limousine service, or your night on a town service, or whatever your service pages would be internally, then you might want to use Chicago limo service. Or you might want to use limo service in Chicago on another page. So you can actually change your root keyword and get different variations, so that way you have a unique H1 tag on every single page of your website. Hal, thanks for joining us today. I appreciate your input, and I'm sure everybody out there does as well.
My pleasure, Bill.
Awesome. If you want to get more information about the Ask LIMO U show, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and also our Facebook page. I look forward to seeing you on the next Ask LIMO U show.